definitely want to welcome everyone to another edition of Halftime Chat R&B Podcast. And myself and Miss J, how are you doing this evening?
Hi, excited.
Excited, okay.
Talk about
Um,
Michael.
you got what?
Excited to talk about Michael, of course.
Yes, yes. Anyway, so this evening, for those who wondering. So, John from Troop is expected to join us, so hopefully he'll come in soon. Um, and Stevie is still in New York. He just attended the Rock the Bell concert, which was also included the Uptown Untouchables reunion. I've seen videos and it looked like it was an awesome show. Just a little controversy at the end, but either way, it seemed like it was a good show. So as you come in, definitely show your just let us know. And Mark, good to see you. And yet today it is the history album. Now it's this too. So um, I know some people might be wondering, are we doing both this? No, this evening we're just going to focus on this too, which had Scream and This Time Around and Childhood and Earth Song. So we're going to focus on that. We get there were 15 songs on there, but we're going to focus on our top 10. But at the end, we'll talk through our 15. Katerina, it was good talking to you on Wednesday. Katerina out in Portugal, so well done. Melodic, how you doing? I say came into this believing what my number one is by change. That's Mike. Do you know what I would say? It is interesting with this album because it's well, it grew on me, and that's stuff that I reflected on when we had our show on Wednesday. But anyway, Miss J, how did you find this album?
I love the album,
Okay.
but it was hard for me to put him in the top 10 because there's some that I wanted to be on top 10, and I choose. I don't know. It was hard to rank them for me because some of the songs have good meanings.
Mm.
Like I love the meaning about it, but it was hard to like take five of them off for me, off the top 10.
Well, we are going to, at the end, we are going to talk, there are 15 songs on there. So when we do our countdown from, before our number one selection, we'll go from 15 down to one. So it's going to be interesting to see what you guys did. Hopeful, it was good to see you. Timmy Lee, welcome. Um, it is not only is it Black History Music Month, but
Mhm.
also 30 years anniversary of the History album. The History album was released 30 years ago in 1995, and it was right in the midst of what of a lot of things that Michael was going through. So this album, he used it to vent some of his anger
Mhm.
from the previous things, and if he used it as a way to continue his message. Christopher Lamont, welcome. So guys, as as you're coming in and letting us know you're here, we appreciate that. But in the comments, can you also put what your thoughts were of the History album, and because it was the follow up from Dangerous, and it was a different direction because he didn't have Teddy on any of the tracks. So yeah, put your comments in there to let us know what your thoughts are. But Miss Jacobs, if you had the Dangerous album and if you had the Dangerous album and then got this one, did you notice a difference between the two albums?
Yes, I did. I did notice a difference because it was more New Jack for the Dangerous album, and this one was a mixture. He always does a mixture, but this one was like less New Jack. It was like a different direction, and I feel like it was, I don't know, kind of, it was different because there was
Mhm.
more songs about what he was going through. To me, I feel like we didn't have as much of that on Dangerous, but
Mm.
this album we had him talking about Tabloid Junkie. We had Scream, so it was more of that. Him, of course, talking about what he was going through, his feelings, and Childhood was a personal song about his feelings too. So this one I feel like was more personal than Dangerous.
Yeah, but also I think if you think of his previous hey Brian, how you doing? If you think of his previous albums, there was a lot of fun. You know, think about Off the Wall, think about even Thriller, um, Bad Album. You know, apart from even Leave Me Alone was a little bit up. It was an upbeat, and it was like just say, look, guys, just Dangerous. He was still, you know, he had Why You Want to Trip on Me. She Drives
Mhm.
Me Out in the Closet. Remember the Time. So there was still a lot of elements of love. Then it was also his charitable stuff when he did Keep the Faith and
His World.
and Heal the World. So and Dangerous was, you know, about this girl. So he was still in a good space. But after, you know, it was after the Dangerous stuff, you know, history came at a point where, as I said, he had the charges which affected him. First time it had really come out like that. And Mike says DS a diss song, and that was the DA. You know,
Right.
he the district attorney. He went after everybody, and he was swearing. You know, he said the F word in Scream. Um, you know, he was really angry, but he still had time with this time. They Don't Care About Us to talk about the things that were passionate about him for him,
Mhm.
which was justice and things. He had Earth Song, which was really probably to me one of his best type of heal the world type of songs because it
Mm.
felt really powerful. And then he had History, and the actual song History. And I think if and I hadn't really listened to it, so it felt like there was a lot in there. Yeah,
Mhm.
Don Snyder was a code man. Yeah, so Sheldon. Yeah, so he mixed it around, but he was definitely in a different space. At the time, I didn't appreciate it. I'll be honest. At the time, even when Scream came out, it felt a little harder, and I was like, "Well, Michael, I want you to go back and soften, be soft."
Mhm.
But yeah, what do you
No.
you're saying? What do you say? Okay, go ahead.
He was doing that fist up. He was screaming. It was time to like tell people how he really felt. He was letting people have it. He was letting DS have it. He was letting everybody have it. It was about nature. He was tired of what the world was doing to, what was happening with pollution and the earth.
Mhm.
He's fed up. Scream was the perfect song to just like he was screaming basically. That's what he was really doing. You know, I mean, history gave us elements of the audio of different historical moments. There's Martin Luther King in there. There's him as a
Mm.
child. I mean, this album went through so many levels that was him. It was all of it. This is what Michael has been talking about. Children healing the world, saving the world. People about getting on his nerves. This time he's screaming, "Yeah, stop effing with me." People have been messing with this man for years, and he was being nice about it. But
Mm.
by this time, he cussing you out. You know.
Yeah, it was a different side, definitely. Um, and yeah, as I said, I don't know. I mean, if we think about it's the okay, I think yeah, it was the most expensive video ever shot, $7 million. Janet did say, and I've heard in subsequent interviews, and even with Jimmy Jow and Terry Lewis, that they recorded their vocals separately. Michael would go home and record his vocals and then bring them in while Janet was in Minneapolis. So she didn't get to spend as much time with him as she wanted.
Mhm.
But if you saw the Janet documentary, you can see how he was coming up with the lyrics and being, of Scream when they were together. So that would have been great. I think MJ showed a lot of VHS of history. Yeah, no, it was DVD at the time, and I did get a copy of the DVD and stuff. Tim Lee says nice glasses. I used to have those, those type of
These
glass reflected.
Thank you.
Yeah, those they were like Chips, the old TV show. Those reflected glasses or so. Great singles, least favorite album, music tips and reviews. Yeah, as I said, I would say personally that I've only learned to appreciate it now compared to when it first came out. Um, but um, yeah, but it's as I said, it's an album that I can appreciate now more after I've had time to listen to it.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I mean, and Mark was talking about being able to be honest about what's going on, um, but also what you're going through in your life. Anyway, so guys, but yeah, as I said, guys, in the comments, please put down your thoughts about the album as we get ready to start off with. You wasn't ready for the sound. Yeah, I don't know if it's. I would say that it wasn't the sound as much as I didn't. I wasn't ready for an angry album. I can understand why he did it, but I think I was not ready for it. I think I was. I've always preferred when Mike sings about love, heartbreak hotel, whatever type of love. Never can say goodbye, um, lady in my life, baby be mine, you know, Liberian girl, you're just another part of me. Though that kind of fun, upbeat Michael is probably what I appreciate the most.
Mm.
I think this album and I think subsequent albums where he was getting angry and he got tired
Yes,
and he
sir.
sort of left that sound.
You think he left it? He gave us a little bit of it, but like by this time, I was with Michael on this because I was cussing people out. I was a kid and I was telling people off for him because people were. I mean, there was lawsuits left and right, accusations, lies all the time. He was sick of it. I want put it in the music. Why not? Because you could still dance to it while you're telling you off about DS and everybody else. He still
Mm.
had beautiful songs on here.
Yeah,
We're not
yeah,
on.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
was about
yeah,
time. It was about
yeah.
time.
Okay. I mean, what we're going to do, guys, as we said, is we're going to start with our number. Actually, because as I said, I thought as we are waiting for John, we might as well start off with go with our 15 down to one because it would be good if because we got some time here, we can start off with our 15 down to one. And guys, so we're gonna 15 tracks in the album, so we're gonna start with number 15 down to one. Um, as hopefully we would have yeah. So I would say that at number 15 for me um, was "Come Together."
Oh,
And it's not that I didn't like the song, but I as I said, it was hey Racer, good evening. And it's not that I didn't like "Come Together" because it's a Beatles song, but I just didn't like the fact that it was. I mean, I'm sure this time he was flexing his muscle. Hey, I own the publishing. I want to show that I own it. But I think I just didn't like the. I mean, there are other songs on there, but I just felt it was a good one. But I thought, yeah, it was probably. I just didn't. As soon as I hear it, I want to skip it
oh,
because it was like it's
oh,
like it
no.
wasn't anything new
Oh,
to it. It was a remake, but it wasn't. He didn't do anything new. He didn't. Think of Shantae Savage, "I Will Survive," where it's like two different songs. There was nothing new. If he had done a hip hop version of "Come Together" or something different, I would have been like, "Oh, this is impressive." But it
it
felt
was
like
different.
it was pretty much the same thing. As how I actually prefer the Beatles version of it,
Oh
so that's why
God.
I put
Oh,
"Come Together" at my
oh,
number 15. Timmy
oh
put
God.
"History." Yeah. Okay. What about you? What's number 15 for you?
Okay, I gotta say something about that because "Come Together" was on the Moonwalker movie, and he was so gorgeous in that yellow outfit and the patent leather pants. Oh my God. I was, oh my God. I mean, I lost my mind. So when I saw him perform that and ripping at the shirt and then, oh my Lord, that man was so gorgeous. And that song was, I was salivating at the screen. catatonic. I was out of my mind. So like if I heard the Beatles version after I heard Michael's, because Michael's introduced me first.
Yeah.
So I like Michael's version, of course, better. And it sounded. I understand what you're saying. It's like not a big difference, but it's a difference that was to me better. It was better. I love that song. I mean, I love that song, especially because the presentation he gave us in that movie. Lord have mercy. But yeah. So I'm gonna just say that for now, because I love that song. So it's on my top 10.
I think I liked it when I saw it in Milwaukee, but it was, I think as time went on, I just, on this album, I just didn't get it.
Woo.
But, he did, yeah, as I said, Milwaukee was away afterwards. So, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
He had to put it somewhere. It was a good song. He decided to put it on here. I feel like, since it was left off of somewhere, he just put it here, but that's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Go
So,
ahead.
so
What's your number
my
15?
15 would be Somebody Killed Her. Little Susie. This was an
What, little
outtake.
Susie?
Little Susie was kind of sad. It was a sad song. Lift her with care with blood in her hair. I just good storytelling, but it was an outtake from, I think, he actually wrote this in the 70s from what I remember. Yeah, this song was actually written in the 70s, like late 70s, and it was an outtake from albums before. So another song that it was an outtake from before that he put on here. So like that and Come Together, they both were outtakes from previous albums. So Little Susie can go into number 15 because Lift Her with Care, the blood in her hair. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. Tony says he actually preferred it to Come Together. And I think a lot of people will prefer the Come Together. I grew up in Liverpool, so the Beatles were our hometown group. So most of these songs were familiar. However, as I mentioned, I think I enjoyed what he did in Moonwalker, but 7 years later, seeing it on an album, I just thought, yeah, you didn't need to put it there.
I was
But
happy.
Little Susie, okay. So my number 14 is a song that I see, and it's amazing that this song is number 14 instead of number 15. But it was just that I just didn't like the remake of Come Together. However, okay, finally.
Hey,
Hi,
I would like, hi, sweetheart. I just want to apologize. I'm just getting, church just ended.
Oh wow.
So John John's
You
on
know
the
what
West
happens
Coast,
when the Holy
guys. He's
Spirit
on the West
moves.
Coast. He's in Los Angeles.
As you can, yes, as you can see, Jesus was calling me, so I had to show up.
All is forgiven. All is forgiven,
Thank
John. I
you.
appreciate that you joined us.
But I'm here, and I'm here with my history. I'm here with my history CD.
So, guys, I mean, just before, John, I know that Michael was a big fan of Troop, and if you guys have ever seen,
Yeah.
if you, and I'm just talking to the community, if you ever watch, if you search for Troop, Spread My Wings, Arsenio Hall, and if you see when they do the break, the last not 5 minutes, the last 30, 40, 50 hour. 2 minutes of the song, and they do their dance and then break down their sort of the breakdown of the track, and then they come together. Um, John, what was the inspiration behind that?
Are you talking about the breakdown?
Yeah, you did a breakdown and then you come together.
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about when we come together after we finish doing the breakdown and then we come together?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do this little bounce thing that the Jacksons did on Motown 25 when they did I'll Be There.
Yeah. And that was one of my
Yeah.
favorite parts, just seeing how you guys just come in together and stuff like that. Um, for those who don't realize, John, what was your first memory of meeting Michael Jackson?
Uh, First memory of stunned, just stunned. My memory is just being stunned and not moving.
Hmm.
because first of all, we were in the same. I know I was in the same building that he was in.
Right, right.
I couldn't fathom that. First of all, and then to see him stand there talking to his assistant, you know, looking at me, and then looking back at his assistant, looking back at me, looking back at his assistant again, turning around and looking at me. Then he begins to start walking towards me.
Hmm.
And so I was asking myself, should I move? What's going on? Or what am I going to do once he gets like right in front of me? Am I going to step to the side so I can let him pass by? What's going on here? And so he stops right in front of me and he says, John, John. He
Wow.
said, man, he said, Troop is amazing. You guys are bad. And my mouth just, it just opened up. It opened. And then I kind of like, because he spoke, I had to like kind of gather my thoughts. And I told him, I said, well, I said, man, we get it from you and your brothers, man. We watch you guys, man. And that's, that did it for us. And that's why we work as hard as we do. And I said, but it all came from you and your brothers, man. He said, well, it really shows. He was like, I can tell. We can all tell. He said, man, we watch you guys' music videos all the time.
Mm.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow. Yeah,
yeah.
and yeah, goodness. And you had a picture with Tim, right?
Yeah, there's a picture somewhere on my social media with me and him.
Wow. Okay. So what do you think about the history album? Because we're going to go through well, starting from 15 down to 1, but what was your impression
Uh-huh.
when it came out? And because we've already shared ours.
Um, the only thing that I thought that was more different than anything else of other his other videos is that I think when Scream came out, that's the one that I paid attention to because it was like a black and white video. It wasn't like a normal video in color. And I thought like that only he could have thought of that, and because he is who he is, and the people are going to follow and do what he says to do. Because it's when he does something, it's always innovative. It's always just different. It's always looked upon by the millions that have always loved him.
Hmm.
And he was just, Mike was just like the showstopper of all time. Didn't matter what was coming on TV or what was going on at that time. When they made a world premiere of any of his videos, you just had to, you had to be at home. You had to be at home to watch it,
Right.
and it was the same way when he did Scream with his sister Janet. It was, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was just black
Okay.
and white.
It was
That's
just
what just
black
made
and
it
white.
different.
I got a
So
Yeah,
question.
good.
yeah.
Because John, you had one of my favorite videos from Troop started off black and white also, but it turned into color, and that's Attitude.
Yeah,
And there's so many
attitude.
Michael
Yeah,
Jackson
yeah.
elements in there. And you guys did something
Oh yeah.
unique though, because you guys did a move in that video that's done. Remember the time your video was first, and yeah, the
Yeah,
floor move. When he gets down on the floor, you guys did
yeah.
that
It's like
first.
it's like a type of like we get down with our hands and we do like this wave or something like
Yes,
that. And
yes,
then when I actually seen him do it and remember the time, I was like, what?
yes.
He's
Let me see. Did
watching.
what you?
And then but the other wonderful thing about it is that when he did the video, it was Keep It in the Closet, and he does the truth. I said, you gotta be
Oh
kidding
yeah,
me
that.
here.
Yes, yes,
I
yes,
said, you gotta be kidding me here. I said, he's really looking at our footage
yes.
and look at what we do. Yeah, that man. Wow. Wow.
I'm
Yeah.
a Michael fan, a Troop fan, so I noticed it. And I was telling Nambi before, there's stuff that I see that you guys have done, and then there's like Ralph Tresvant and
Hmm.
Bobby Brown video is very similar to the My Attitude video, and then there was some other things. The
Yeah.
Drive Me Wild song, your remix for Attitude video was very similar to Michael
Yeah.
Jackson's Drive Me Wild on Dangerous, the beat.
You know what? It was. Yeah. Yeah. It was. Yeah. It was very similar. And big ups to Teddy for that. And Teddy, he I don't know. Teddy is one of those guys that when you give him your vocals, he's gonna do some things that you wouldn't have imagined that was in your LP version.
Mm.
This man ended up doing 9 different remixes of "That's My Attitude."
Wow,
Like, like who does that? Like, who
that's
does
amazing.
anything like that? Yeah.
uh, yeah. Oh,
And
Miss.
I guess that's why Michael loved him so much. That's why he had to go ahead and work with him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Miss Seven, yeah. Goodness, we haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. But you put too bad at number 14. Yellow card for you. Okay. So John, what if you looked at it, you've got the album there. So what would be 15
Yeah.
on the album for you?
Uh, 15 for me is "Smile."
Okay.
Beautiful record. I mean, his vocals, Michael's vocals, man. He's one of those type of people, like when he sings, especially his ballads, it's
Hmm.
like it he commands you to listen to him.
Hmm.
He commands you, and you're in a maze just listening to his voice and how he phrases his words and the tone that he uses. I mean, I don't think he's from this planet either. I mean, just it's like,
Yeah.
wow, man.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go
that
to
would be 15 for me.
that'll be 15. Okay, I'm gonna go to number 14 for me. And I was saying just
Hmm.
that it was there were I think it maybe that they had just too much. It was just all over the place, with the weight, the production and stuff. So I wasn't a massive fan of it. I appreciate the lyrics and I appreciate the message, but I didn't appreciate how the song was constructed, and some of the guest
Uh-huh.
features were not utilized, and that's history.
Mm.
I think if you had a
Uh,
song, if you had
yeah,
Boys to
I
Men
agree.
on it, you should have really. It should have. I mean, especially with Jimmy and Terry, I think they could have. It could have just flowed a lot better, and with Boys to Men in there, it was just all over the place for me with all the commercials, and I didn't. I didn't like the almost like the scatting,
Oh,
and then he goes into how many
Hmm.
days. So I like that
Right.
part, but I didn't like that thing.
Uh-huh.
So it was just all over the place. So 14 for me was history. Miss J,
Okay.
what's number 14 for you?
I'm thinking about what you just said, sir. Um, but you said 14, right?
Yeah, 14.
The one that was composed by Charlie Chaplin.
Oh,
Um,
smile.
Smile. Yes, it's a
Okay.
beautiful song, but
Okay. Okay, John, what's number 14 for you?
14, I would have to say uh uh is it DS?
Oh,
mhm.
DS. Okay, so that was the district
Yeah.
attorney of Santa Barbara
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
or San
Yeah.
Bernardino. Yes, he
Uh-huh. And Santa Barbara. You were right, Santa
was
Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he that,
Mm-hmm.
that was he was it was a play on
Yeah.
his name
Yeah,
that he
Right.
put it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and he knew it too. He
Yeah.
was offended. That's what he did.
He had to be. But I'd say, to be honest, what they were really trying to do to this man, that's what they get.
Mhm. Right.
You know, it's like I get it. It's like we're supposed to do unto others, and we would have others to do unto us, and we should go ahead and turn our cheek when we're slapped. But
mm,
there's just sometimes that you have to stand up for yourself.
Right.
You know, to say the least, stand up for yourself. at times because at the end of the day, to be honest, it's like if you really don't, then no one's really gonna, they'll feel sorry for you, they'll feel sad for you and stuff like that, especially in artists that's like Michael. But other than that, are they really going to go ahead and go to bat and to
Mm.
like really get into the person's face that they're trying to speak against of? So, and that's what Mike he did what he had to do.
Mhm.
Mm. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
his number 13. Um, like Sam was saying that History in the Mix was number one in France. Maybe if there's a different version of that, I may listen to it. So
Mm.
number 13 for me is Smile. It's a beautiful song. I just think that what Michael, because there was always this rumor that he was going to be doing this movie, Alan, this movie, I can't remember what it was, maybe and sometimes I was listening to Smile, and it felt as if he wanted to be on Broadway
Mhm.
and do a
Mm.
musical. And I said, something Smile and like Little Susie were really good for that, but it just didn't seem to fit on a pop record. And I think that was like his
Mm.
struggle. In one case, he was showing, look, I can deliver this stuff. And I said, great, but I just don't know if it fits on a pop record. And I think he could have just done, a little play and just come up with the music and it would have been great. But yeah, so Smile is my number 13.
He
Yeah.
loved Charlie Chaplin so much. I
Okay.
think that's why he just one of his favorite
Yeah.
songs. So
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. Okay. Shay, what about you? What's 13?
13 is DS. Tom,
Okay.
about
Yeah.
Tom.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You didn't like
I
okay.
do like it though. I do like it. I was
Mhm.
happy
Yeah.
with it. And he got up under
Yeah.
that guy's skin with it. But it's I just couldn't. I don't know. I do like this album, so it was hard to pick a top 10. So I left it off the top 10.
Right.
I still like it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, John? What's
Yeah.
what's your number 13?
In
Yeah.
other words, you're saying when the song comes on, you're not going to skip.
I'm not
You
gonna
know,
skip.
there's
No,
some artists that
no.
put, yeah, there's some artists that
I
put
love the
out records.
lyrics.
You
I
got,
like it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's Mike. You're not going to skip. You're not going to skip on Mike. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, sir. So what number we're at now?
13.
13. I'm going to say money.
Oh,
I'm going to say money. I'm
wow.
going to say money. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Money. I like the track. I'm a drummer. I like the snare. How he
Doo-doo.
reverses the snare as he hits the snare at the same time. It's pretty cool. It's almost like a Prince thing.
Mm. And yeah,
Yeah.
and he's listed as he wrote and produced it himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. Number 12 for me is DS. um,
Okay.
I think I like the ending part, the last two-thirds of the song. Um, after Slash does his thing and he
Right.
starts to harmonize and stuff. But I just didn't like how he delivered it. Because I think, because Mike's a soul singer and he,
Hmm.
and I think my issue with some of the songs where he was singing with his love and anger, but I just didn't like some of the delivery with it. But I did think it was for this song, it was definitely understandable. Yeah, so DS is number 12 for me. And Mac, and melodic. How can you guys put this time around at number 12? Oh, goodness, you guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Jake, what's number 12 for you?
I love how he says "baby" on this song at the end. He's like, "Baby." It's tabloid junkie.
Mhm.
He says he keeps saying at the end
Oh,
of the
that's where I
song.
was going at too.
I love
I
how
was
he
going
says
there
it.
too. That was gonna be my, yeah.
It's my
Yep.
number 12.
Oh, Tablet Junkie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it though. But yeah,
Same. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Same for me. Same for me too. 12
Oh,
tabloid
12,
junkie.
Tablet Junkie.
Yep.
Wow. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yep. I was going there too. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. A little surprise for that. Number 11 for me is
Mhm.
Little Susie.
mm,
And as I said, it was
That's nice.
Stevie Street out in New York. Welcome, good evening. Little Susie was number 11 for me, and the reason why it was number 11 is it just like Smile. I thought it was like it was a very visual song. When you're listening to it, you're like, you can imagine, oh, what's
Mhm.
going on. I think I had Les Mis in my head, and I'm thinking, oh man, I just wish he had done. He had the resources. He had Sony. They could have put together a Doolittle thing for him, or little show, play, and record, and he could have just written all these songs. So yeah, Little Susie was
Yeah,
number 11 for me. Miss J, what's number
that's
11 for
good.
you?
Number 11, he used this in the movie Ghost, but on this one, it's Shaquille O'Neal is on here. Too bad.
Will you leave me alone? You are in my mind. You are right in my man. What's going on? What is going on?
Yeah, okay, so you both
Ah,
had Too Bad at number.
I, I, okay, yeah, and that's 11.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my goodness, man.
Too
Okay,
bad.
okay, you know what? I'm gonna switch songs. So let me say let me say, you know what? Let me say come together.
Oh,
Let me say come together. My 11. Let me say come together. And then my 10, I'll get back to my 10. I must say 10 to what you said about too bad. Because it's a groove. It's a groove. That too bad is a groove. It really is.
It is.
That's a
Um,
groove.
and Miss Severyo, I don't know. You're putting "You're Not Alone" at number 12. I am shocked. But anyway, so we're
Wow.
finally into our top 10.
Yeah.
And so at number 10 for me, um, oh, let me get back to it. Number 10 for me, I'm sure this will shock a lot of people because a lot of people probably would have this particular song higher. Um, I like the video, and the fact
Mm-hmm.
that Michael, the fact that he wrote and produced it himself. But it wasn't something that I endured to as much as a lot of other people, and that's like a stranger in Moscow.
oh,
You're talking
Yeah.
danger, and I thought it was a beautiful song. But
yes.
there were other songs
Yes.
that I preferred
Yes.
more. But it was definitely a beautiful song. A very the lyrics were really good, but there
Everything
were
about
Song is bad.
yeah,
Song is bad.
but it's my number 10 on the album.
mm.
Okay.
I don't think
Okay.
we're going to agree on anything. I don't think you and I are going to agree on anything on this
Hey, even because normally what happens, John, is when we do an album review, I listen to it for the
Hmm.
whole, for the first 3 days back to back, then I stop, then I listen to it again, and so it becomes about how I feel about it right now. And I noticed that actually
Yeah.
with Stranger Mask, I still felt the same way about it. That okay, it was nice, but it wasn't. I don't get absorbed into it like I do with the others. So if I notice that, I just realize, okay, I'm not feeling it as much. So yeah, definitely beautiful. I
Uh-huh.
love the lyrics and I love the whole emotion of it. Yeah,
Hmm.
go ahead, Jay.
So
People
I'm
say
gonna
I'm not
say,
okay because I love such elementary things. Number 10, childhood.
Childhood, wow.
Had-
At
I
number
had to put it
10.
on top
oh
10.
wow, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. It's that voice of his on that too as well. It's a ballad,
Yeah.
and he when he does his
Yes.
falsetto is this. Oh my God! And his transitioning from his natural to his false, he does it so effortlessly. It's like people see that man. Whoa, his
Yes.
falsetto was crazy, man.
Wow,
Yes. That part right
goodness.
That's a
there.
good one.
Woo.
That's a
It's
good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good.
okay. And it was a dope.
Mike is one of those artists. Mike is one of those artists. Even when you listen to Childhood, you can be sitting in your car and you're driving, but when he's singing, you think that he's your passenger,
Mm,
like he's that close to you. His
I
voice,
wish.
that he has with on his tone. Who don't wish that? But man, his. I don't know, man. Michael's voice is he's just something else. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. That's Childhood. Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Too Bad would be mine, my 10, because there's a story that Shaquille O'Neal tells, and he says that at that time when Michael was working on the album and he had that track and he wanted Shaquille O'Neal to come, to do the rap. He said Shaq said he was at home one day, it was off season, and here in LA, and then he said he gets this knock on the door on his front door, and standing at his front door is the one and only Michael Jackson. And he goes into this to where he I can't say the words that he said, but he was like, I acted like a little and he hollered and screamed just like a little. That's exactly what he said. So the story that he tells about it is awesome, and then to hear him um, to do what he did on the record, it was really
Mm.
cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, yeah, and that's when Shaq had done his. He was doing his films, and he did a few albums and stuff. He did some stuff
Yeah,
with DJ Big.
yeah.
So
But but that's the
go ahead.
no, I was going to say, but that's the power that Michael has. Michael, if he can find you, he's going to find you. It's some kind of way he's going to find you. Doesn't matter who you are. He's going to be right on your radar. If he wants you, he can get you. That is just that's the type of power that he had. And
Mm,
yeah, man, we lost a major one, man. Like
yes.
I always called him the king of bubblegum, the king of R&B, the king of rock, pop, and soul.
Yeah.
That's Mike. That's MJ.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's definitely okay. Hey, Tony. Tony came on Wednesday when we did a tribute, and of course, I know he's a big fan of Stranger in Moscow, and I'm sure
yeah.
Miss J and John will have it a little bit higher than I did. But number nine for me is anything for money. They cry if they lie to you.
Yeah.
And I actually did like. I like the vibe, and Mike wrote and produced it himself as well. And you could just see he was like, if you want it, you can earn it. I'm like, oh my goodness, Mike's getting angry. Like, man, these guys try to steal
Right.
from me and everything. And but I just like the little vibe of that he had with that the little jazzy, little funk kind of thing he was trying to go with it. So
Hmm.
yeah, number
Yeah.
number nine for me was money.
Money is
Yeah.
awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
the sound
Yeah.
effects. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like every
Most
time
dope.
I hear it, boom. I'm always doing this. Oh, I love that song. Um, but my
Yeah.
number nine, I think you might already said. You might have said it already. Him when he was a child in there. Martin Luther King's in there. It's history. I love that song, History. It's a great message
Okay.
about
That's good.
every
That's
day.
good.
Create your
That's
history.
good.
Every step you take, creating a legacy. It's a great song, great message, and I love how he starts off one way and it changes up. I love the changes in the song. Yeah, good song. Woo.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just. I think it was just as a song. It had just. It was like the. When Teddy did the show for Doggy Fresh, he was like, "Look, man, it was too many commercials, and he needed to just keep a beat. So if you listen to it, it has so even when he's doing all this,
Yeah.
there's still a steady beat, so you can just go with that, even when all this
Mm,
stuff is going on. And I think when I listen to History, it just feels like okay, starting here, the commercials,
I love
it
it.
was just
I
hard to
love it.
sing as a song.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, you know
I
what that
mean, what
is?
about you, John?
That's all.
It's
What's your number nine?
okay.
My nine is Little Susie. I love the instruments on
Mm-hmm.
the string arrangement. Oh gosh. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Oh man. Yeah, that and then how he comes in singing his verse. It's like how does he? Well, we all know where it comes from, but it's just like
Mm,
how God deals with him on how he gives him music, the stuff that he wants to go ahead to release out of him. It's it's really when I say original,
mm,
Michael is just really one of a kind that will just do stuff that other artists that just won't do.
mm.
And it just reminds me of the true essence of the music that he produces. It's amazing, man. Yeah, Little Susie would be my number nine.
Yeah, I mean, that's as I said. I can when I listen to it, I can just see Lemiz. I can see one of those things. I think he would have been great in it. Even if you see Earth Song, I think there was a video. He's on
Yeah.
stage and he has everyone around. I think I'm like, dude, he could have done a Moonwalker type of Earth Song video with some of these songs. Especially Lil
Hmm.
Susie would have been great. Number eight to me would have been much higher. But there were elements, I would say there's a third of this song that I just didn't like how he
Mm.
was singing it. But I liked the second and third. I just like the other parts. And that's Tableau Junkie. I don't like the
Okay.
I'm like, what?
Hmm.
So that part I didn't like. But then when he's
Hmm.
singing,
Hmm.
baby, just because you man, yeah,
Mhm.
at that part I was like, oh man, I love
Yes.
that part,
Yeah,
and I love
that's
when he gets
that's the
into the
jamming part.
yeah, that was the plan. And I'm like,
That's the
but if
jammer. Yeah, it
I
is.
could hear him, I could feel it, and I'm saying, if he had
Yes.
done that throughout the song, I just didn't like the
Right.
and then he
Yeah.
just switches, and I'm like, oh,
It
that's what's that killed it for me.
it
So
so
you don't like any of those songs.
it's like history because history is back and forth like that as well.
Mm.
But yeah, so yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
different. I think it was different from what he
Yeah.
was doing before.
Yeah.
I think when Teddy was working with him, I think um, it didn't. Yeah, it just didn't feel. It just didn't feel the same.
Hmm.
Some of you
I get
faces.
it.
Yeah, so that was
I
it.
get
That
it.
was Tableau Junkie for me. What about you, Fisher? Number
Um,
eight.
Number eight, you're gonna kill me for this one because I don't know where to put it because I love so many of these songs. But I used to dream. I used to glance
Mhm.
beyond the stars. Although I don't know where we are. Although I know we drifted far. Earth Song. It's a great
What?
song.
That's
Yeah. I love so many
What?
songs. Like this one has a great meaning, but I think I played it out.
What?
I used to play it. I think I played it too much. I used to play it for hours and hours and hours. I would play this song for
uh,
8 hours.
got it.
So I think I played it. I would put it on when I wake up, and it would be on like if I get up at 8 o'clock in the morning when I was young, it would still be playing at 5 o'clock. So I I did it. I
Oh, you
played
had
it.
it on repeat. You had it on
Yes,
repeat.
yes. And then I'd be
Wow.
hey screaming. I played it out. I
Uh-huh.
love the message, but I
Yeah.
played it out. So
Yeah.
that is why
Yeah.
number.
So Mike wrote
That's
that
eight,
song,
right?
but he produced it with David Foster and with
Uh-huh.
Bottrell, who did Black and White. So, but I
Mm.
think for Mike to write it and be able to produce it, there's something about that song. But I think it's the lyrics, and what I learned is that there's some of his songs that because of the whole production and how he delivers it, you sometimes don't actually you miss the essence of what he's trying to say.
Mm,
Um, so there's an artist I sent the video to you, Miss J, who sang the lyrics of Jam,
mhm. Yes.
and I
Mm.
didn't realize it was this sense of come on, we could do better. We need to look after each other. I just thought Jam was just like I'm hearing the beats and the whole music stuff. and I didn't listen to the lyrics as to he almost like a man in the mirror type of song, but you miss it because of the videos and the dancing and the production, that you miss the
Yeah,
essence of what he's trying to say. And I think that's is something with Earth Song is, he's talking about the whales. So he's talking about
The world,
um
everything.
well, but he's talking about
yeah,
global
the
warming.
world,
He's talking
everything.
about
Right.
The world
saving him
dying. Yeah.
the and
I
most
mean,
artists aren't singing that. Yeah.
exactly. And remember, when he was shooting "This Is It," it happened to be on that song when he was talking about how the world being sick, needs to
Hmm.
be healed. Healing needs to take place. And he said we only have 4 years to get it right. Because if we don't get it right within 4 years, it's going to just keep continuing the way that it is. And so,
See,
I get it.
I don't miss the messages in
Great
his
song,
songs. I get them. He's always talking about healing
great
the world
song,
in some
great
kind of
song.
capacity.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
always talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he
yeah,
is.
melodic. Try and listen to the lyrics, and you probably be shocked. In fact, I challenge you guys.
Yep.
Look at the lyrics of Jam, and you see the story, and it'll
Mm,
shock you what he's talking about. It's very similar to Beat It, where he was trying to talk about gang violence and guys. What's the point? But
right.
sometimes the videos, the production, the essence of Michael comes in a way, and you forget the core message behind it. Anyway, John, what's your number 8?
8, I have to say, this one. I want to go with, and I said, yeah, because I did switch songs will come together. What I forgot to talk about uh, on that song is that it was almost like he did a Luther Vandross thing, to where he took a song and changed it up from the original, and it didn't really make you think about the original. You know, Mike's, he's a special, as Eddie Murphy would say, he's a special guy. uh, okay, so I guess my 8, my song, I may get 8. Okay, this time around,
Wow.
it was produced by our boy Dallas Austin. Dallas Austin had something to do with that track.
Yeah, yeah, you did. Yeah.
Um, it was a nice groove. It was a nice
Okay.
groove. I didn't know until I did the reading as far as like who produced it, and I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool because Dallas actually helped us on our second album, Attitude.
Oh
So to
yeah,
see
yes,
how him,
yes, yeah, he
yeah,
did with.
right. So to see how he grew from Troop to Boys to Men to Michael Jackson, it's like, whoa, okay, go ahead,
Mm.
Dallas. So yeah, it was like big ups to Dallas. It was really cool, but
Okay.
very nice track. So
Yeah,
yes,
this
my number
okay.
8.
Wow, you guys. All right. So number 7 for me, I think. So this was a big song when it came out. It debuted at number 5. It was the first
Mm-hmm.
single to be debuted from an album to be that high on the Billboard 100, which subsequently got beaten by "You Are Not Alone." That debuted at number 1. So that was it. Like a song that's the first time it charts from the time it's released, it goes straight to number 5. And then the next time that record gets broken is when "You're Not Alone" comes out and it debuted at number 1. So it doesn't matter whoever does it. He was the first to have a song from an album debut at number 1. But this was
Mm-hmm.
the first song to break that record at number 5. But to debut at number 5. But for me, it's my number 7. And I think there were elements of this song that I liked. The elements I thought um, it reminded me so much of other work he did, and that's Scream. So it
Hmm.
reminded me a little bit too much of
Okay,
sort of
okay.
Janet's Rhythm Nation. It was that whole
Oh,
it was heavy
Yeah,
production,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
really wanted to hear their vocals in a really fun way. Probably not in
Mm-hmm.
this angry kind of way. And I think the breakdown wasn't enough because I wanted to see them dance a lot more because of there was a little breakdowns when they did that stuff, but I think I wish it was a little bit longer, a little bit more funky, and not as heavy. I did joke. I put a post to say I wonder if Prince played the little electric guitar solo. And Jimmy's replied and says no, that was him on the keyboard that he used. Cause I joked around. I think Prince could have, almost trying to start a thing that Prince worked on a song and played the little thing, but Jimmy said no, it was him. But yeah, Scream at number 7 for me. Yes.
Great song, and I do love that video.
Yep.
So this song you just talked about being number 1, right? And this song was number 1. You mentioned I used to cry because it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And I would again play it a million times. When I saw the video, I was crying for another reason because he was in there half naked with Lisa Marie Presley. I said she done stole my man. It's official. She stole my man. Stole my man. She in there with a towel on. In a towel. You are not alone. Wow. Oh Lord, you are not alone. It's my number 8. Written by Robert Kelly. So
it was strange because he was taking another level. Like both of them were butt naked, and I'm thinking, why, Mike? You just, you could barely kiss him on and remember the time. Now you're just butt naked with your missus. Okay,
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been kissing on Iman every time.
But don't you guys kind of find it strange in the music video that Jermaine had did?
Right. Why would you do
what you do? And now Michael uses. I said, I think they really do. They love each other like that. Like, I think it's almost like the media tried to separate the family or something like that. But why would you take pictures with your brother? Both of your hairs are curled. Everybody else is afro. But Jermaine and Michael's hair is like they're perm. I said, oh, okay. Who's following who? you know. And so now to see Iman being in Jermaine's video and now Iman's being in Remember the Time, I said, it's kind of deep here. I don't know where to put this at. I don't know where to put this at. Man, you know, you do?
Yes.
All right.
But you're right.
So
Iman was dating Jermaine.
Yes. Wow, she was dating.
I thought she was married to
Jermaine
Bowie by the time they did the video.
Not in the 80s, she wasn't.
Okay.
When Michael, she really dated Jermaine. Jermaine ain't had no business dating her nor Whitney Houston. But let me shut up, okay? Because Michael was looking at Whitney like he's mad too.
Oh, my brothers, man, my brothers. Okay. So, oh Lord, okay, guys. All right. So what number are we at now?
Number seven.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna go in with Stranger in Moscow. As I love the live footage, the performance of it, what he does. It's like him taking a ballad and turning it into an up tempo, the way that he moves and the moves that the choreography that he was doing on the song. I'm like, he's something else. And then he tells an incredible story on the song. It's like, wow. Yeah. That would be like my number 7. Yeah.
Okay, Stranger in Moscow. Miss Sylvia, Jermaine married Randy's ex-wife and had 2 kids.
Yes.
Yeah. That's Here in the UK, we have a show called EastEnders, which is one of those soap operas where think of the Kardashians meets General Hospital. That's what it's like. But it's, you have a neighbor marrying, having a child with this person, and it comes back. Then a week later, he's sleeping with the cousin, and that's he says that's what the whole Jermaine. I don't know if people couldn't get to Michael, and they say, well, the next best thing is Jermaine,
Yes.
and he was just getting all the women or so.
Yeah, makes sense. That makes sense. It does.
There's
That
a
makes
story like
sense. It
that.
makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah,
Right.
remember Jermaine? There's so many books that I've read of the Jacksons and stuff, but remember the father,
Mhm.
Joe, the Jacksons were being stalked by a woman, and Joe got out of the car to tell them, just like, why are you following us? She was obsessed with Jackie. She ended up being the side chick that had the baby Giovanni. He actually took somebody that wanted Jackie and got with her and gave her a baby.
Wow.
And in the movie, when
Wow.
Angela Bassett's character was like, I don't want you no more, I don't want you. That was her.
Yeah. Wow, Dad. Oh, wow, Dad.
The price of fame.
The price.
Yeah, we should do a top 5 wives of the Jacksons. Yeah, that would be crazy.
That's pretty deep.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
So before a Jackson lawsuit, I'm going to go back on track and say my number 6. My number 6 was the second single release on the History album, and I don't think people saw the video. I don't know. It was released as a double CD, a double single, and I don't think many people saw the video. And I'm sure if I say, "Have you seen the video?" they probably say no, they didn't. And that's Childhood. I don't know. Did you guys see the video?
Yes.
So he's sitting in the forest, short hair, and he's seen his
Mm-hmm.
boats fly by.
Yes.
Right. Yep.
There is just something about, like, man, you could really understand what he's going through, and almost like, man, this guy, he's just saying, look, man, I've just, people say I'm strange that way because he likes elementary things. It's been his way to compensate for the childhood he never had, and it's almost like, guys, you understand, it's never been easy. And while his brothers, they had the women, he was the golden goose, so he had to be protected, so he couldn't do what they were able to do, and so he wasn't able to rock that life and stuff. So yeah, you just felt for him in that. Yeah, it didn't get the push and as it should, because it came out just after Scream, and it just got lost. And I think the song got lost. I don't think people really listened to and able to appreciate it. So I love Childhood at number 6 for me.
And that was part of a soundtrack too, Free Willy 2 soundtrack.
Yep, Free Willy 2. Yep, Free Willy 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Miss J, what's your number 6?
I love this song. You guys might have already mentioned it.
Free Willy 2 soundtrack. Okay. Money. Okay. Wow.
I love that song.
Okay.
I love the sound effects. I love me some Michael Jackson sound effects. Yes.
Yeah. Sound effects is everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Michael's sound effects is like, oh, wow.
You sold the soul to the devil. Anything. Anything. In the chorus, when he just says that, when he's singing the chorus, it felt like a Jackson type of song, where I felt like when he's singing the chorus and he stacks his vocals. Yeah. I felt like, oh, that's like a Jackson kind of stuff.
Sound like maybe somewhere near like Destiny or Triumph or something like that. Maybe in that time period.
Yanni, we're counting down all the songs from the album, so we'll all get to our number 1 shortly. Yanni says favorite is Earth Song. Yeah. Michael raps on Money. I don't know if he called it a rap or it was like a talk.
Yeah,
like spoken words. And actually, I thought it was. Yeah, I liked there was elements of that, and I think this was around 95, 96 or 95, and one of my favorite movies at the time was Love Jones, and that element of talking over jazz, and I think there was elements of that, and the fact that he wrote and produced it himself, so it's a good call. Um,
Yes.
what about you, John? What's your number six?
My number six would probably be. I have to take it back down because I didn't say history, so I would say history would probably be
Wow.
my number six. The parts I love it when Voice to Men comes in. You know,
Mhm.
you're talking about four really, really great singers. I mean, those guys, Nate, Mike, Sean, Wanye, their vocals are commanding as well. Like when I first heard those kids sit down on Donnie Simpson and sing "Mary Don't You Weep" by Take Six,
Mhm.
I said, "Okay, here we go." And then to see how they've grown and now they've got a song with Michael Jackson. It's just, it's test of time. The parts when they come in
Mhm.
and they do what they do, it's like it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Number six. Okay. So, guys, we're into our top five. Our top five. So, number five for me, on the Blood on the Dance Floor history in a mix, I think I prefer that
Yeah.
version um, with the Fuji refugee remix. I thought
Mhm.
their
Okay.
version
Okay.
was better. However, I do like this particular version reminds me of like maybe an army type of call sound, and it's too bad. I love the sort of consistency of it. It's not all over the place like say history, but too bad. And then Shaq's fun. I wonder what the video would have been like if having giant Shaq
Yeah.
standing over him
I
and
wish that, yeah. I wish they would have done that. Yeah, to see how much he towers over Michael. That'd be funny.
But I would
That'd be
have loved
funny.
to see him in this. He would have just been commanding his soldiers as he's singing "Too Bad" as they're training, and he just guess who's
Hmm.
coming. It was very much that kind of army call. He ain't got nothing. And then I wish he had just, it could have been a video with soldiers training and stuff like that. He's dancing, and I think it would have just been, yeah, it could have brought out the enemy, the angle that he's gone to war
Hmm.
against the media.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's too bad for me at number five. Um,
Okay.
so Miss Savion put Little Susie at number five. Melodic put Childhood. Timmy Lee put Earth Song. Hey Derek, long time. Dio, what's up? What's up? Okay, so number five, Miss J, what's number five?
Number five is what you don't love. Um, okay, so it was a remake, I guess, because he owned the catalog, and I told you how I lost my mind. This was what he looked like doing that performance. Good lord, good lord,
Mm.
good lord. That little young me when he ripped that shirt open, Lord have mercy, I lost my mind. And Cube was like, "Little girl, you don't know what you're talking about. That man got a bird test." I'm like, "I like it. I like it. Come together." And one of my nicknames is Juju. He said, "You got Juju eyeballs." I thought he was talking about me, girl. Fuck God. I thought he was talking about me. Juju eyeballs. You like my eyes, Michael? You like me? Like you talking about me? What talking about me? But come together, stole my. I love it. I love it. Number five.
Nice, nice, nice,
Okay, okay.
nice, man. This is really good, man, because this was really like, a really, really dope album to where
Yes.
you didn't skip. You didn't skip, man. It's so many. If I could put them all at number one, I would, like literally.
Right.
But I guess we had five. If we had five, I'm just going to say they don't care about us. They don't care
Wow.
about us. Was man, it was really something to see how he was trying. to get the soldier to break, standing at the door, the two soldiers to break. He was trying to
Okay.
get them to like maybe smile or something like that, and they were just like stone frozen. Like, no, this is business. This is serious business, and there's no time for. And they're like, Michael, you're serious on stage. We're gonna be serious, just like you, but right here, But
which
I
which video
love the
did you
lyrical
prefer?
content,
Which video did you prefer?
huh?
The one in Rio or the one in the prison?
Hmm.
Oh wow, that's a good question. Yeah, that's
Right.
good. Wow. Oh, that's good. Ooh, you got me on this one, bro. You got me on this one. You wrong. You wrong for this one, my man. You wrong for this one. Ah, uh, uh, I guess I gotta vote for Rio.
Okay,
I gotta
and that's
vote
the
for
Spike
Rio.
Lee one.
That's a
Yeah,
hard one right
yeah,
there.
and because I like how when they got down to the streets and he was with the band and everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The drum and everything. I
Yes.
mean, he
Oh
went to the
Yeah,
gosh.
that was
slums of
bad.
Rio. He
That
went
part
to the
right there.
slums
Right,
of
yeah,
Rio.
that was
Oh.
tight. That was
Yeah,
tight. That
and
was tight.
and
Yeah.
that's what. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And there's a lady that broke through, and Spike was trying to stop her and pull her away, and it's like,
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that was. He went
And
to a
Mike was
good.
like, no, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
let them
no. It's
stay. Yeah,
okay. It's
yeah, yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Oh my
it
goodness,
was
that
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
That
awesome.
video
That
brought
was
so much
awesome.
money to them too. That money helped their city.
Man, right.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah. And he
yep.
was wearing
Sure
jeans.
did.
He was wearing jeans, and I like the
Yeah,
shirt. He was.
yeah. That seems
It
on.
was like a different
Yes.
look for him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm upset about it because I can't find the red shirt anywhere. I have the white one with the
Oh, you kidding
the
me?
white, yellow, and red. But
Mm.
that red one, I've been looking all over for that red one, and nobody's bringing that up. Nobody.
Mm.
I'm like, man, I'm gotta find this red one that he wore. Can't find it. Can't
Wow.
find it. I've been looking, man. I've been looking since I've been into getting, these Michael Jackson shirts and everything. I've been trying to find that shirt since it came out. I seen him
Wow.
wear it. I've been trying to find that shirt, and nobody is like. I mean, if anybody has it, they have it tucked away. They are not trying to, sell those shirts or nothing like that.
Wow.
Oh.
But yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Yes. We need to look for them. Miss J, what's your number? What did you put down as? Oh no. Okay. So
You're on
no.
mute.
Yeah. So number
yeah.
four
This
for
is good.
me.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yes. We're number four for me, and I think there is something. I think when I listen to this particular song, I think yes, the lyrics definitely amazing. Um, the use of the choir, I think it was probably one of my better versions of this compared to "Keep the Faith" or
Mm.
"Will You Be There." I think the way he used the choir in this, and he's asking a question and they're answering back, and that's Earth Song. It was a powerful video, but if you ever see his stage performance, there are two ones that you used to see. There's one that he was up on a crane, and he's
Mhm.
holding onto the bar and almost falling, just nearly. I'm like, this guy,
Mm.
very agile because he's leaning in as he's singing, really passionate about it, and you can really hear his vocals. So it wasn't like it was lip singing; it was pretty much him singing as it was hanging off this crane going through.
Mm-hmm.
And then if there's another video that you would see that he was standing on a platform and it drops 15 meters. It just malfunctions and it
Oh,
drops
yeah.
and
I
he
can't
didn't.
eat. Oh,
I think he hurt his back with that, but he jumps out and
yeah, he
he's
hurt his
singing,
back,
and you can see
and
the
he's still
stage hands
going.
like yeah, he's still going, and because he believed in the song and stuff. But that was
Yeah,
yeah. And you could also
it's
go ahead.
like, no, I was going to say not to cut you off, but it's like
No.
now when I see that scene pop up, I have to turn from it because now I know the story that he kind of basically hurt his back,
Mm,
So and but he's he's MJ, he's a trooper. He got up
yeah. and
and
continued.
he powered straight through it. Yeah, it's like my
But there's
God,
also another one where
wow.
he's on the crane and a fan. Maybe he's like
Jumps
he's
on there.
from
Yes.
Hmm.
Japan or
Yeah,
Korea,
He
yeah,
saved that guy's
and he
life.
was like
yeah.
almost knocked as he was.
Right, right.
I'm like,
Yeah,
you could
he
have
saved
killed
his
them
life, and
both.
he held on to him. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And
That
he
was
may have
crazy.
died if he didn't.
That was
He
crazy.
died if he didn't. That
Oh
was
my
crazy.
I mean,
goodness.
right there, he sure would have. Right there.
Yeah.
My
So
thing is, that situation. How did he get there?
yeah,
Like, what?
he
I wish I could see that scene from top to end. Like, how did he make it to that crane and be
mhm.
up there with Michael like that? How and it's just so happened because he was on the outside. Michael had to grab him
Yep.
because,
Oh,
like you said, he would have been gone,
he-
gone.
And
Yeah,
that kid was making all kind of
that was
movements.
crazy.
Yeah.
yeah,
How old was
Yes, he
Michael?
was. Yes, he was. Right. Yep.
yeah.
Dear life. Yeah.
So for
Like
those who missed
man.
Wednesday when we did our tributes, we had a number of good members of the community who joined us live. But we had Mark, who's out in England, and he spoke about there was Michael performed in Liverpool. 125,000 people were in attendance when he did his show. He says probably 15,000 or so. With when you see the videos and they're carrying people around and they faint when he jumps up. He said there was
Mm-hmm.
he could see there was a good 17,000, and that there were these people with and literally they part of your job was to pass the bodies across while you're in the audience. 125,000, 17,000 were knocked out when he jumped up. He also flew to Australia to
Wow.
watch one of his shows with his sister. So when Mike jumps up
Uh-huh.
and stands there, his sister passes out and missed the entire show.
Oh
And
wow.
yes, so he was. This is not just like he's watching on TV. He was there with his sister. She passed out, was taken to the ambulance place, and she missed the entire show because she was unconscious. And to find out that that stuff is real, that it isn't just camera, that people are actually
Mm-hmm.
falling out and
It
just
ain't
like,
true.
oh, I don't know
It ain't
any
true.
artist ever that can just make.
Man,
People pass out.
when you got grown men going crazy at the 30th year
Yeah.
anniversary.
Right.
Stephen
There was
Hills
this
Right.
from
one
BT.
tall, there was this one, yeah, there was this one tall guy that was wearing dreads. The
Okay.
way that he jumped up and the way that he threw his arms up in the air when Black or White came on, I was like, my God. I was like, this is literally off the chain.
Yeah.
I've never seen a grown man just like have a fit like that. It's like, wow. Oh, yes,
it's
Michael
it
Jackson. That's my man.
yeah, and
Man, Michael.
I'm
Ooh.
unfortunately for me, I never got to see him perform live. But God knows if
Yeah.
he had jumped out and I'm sitting in the audience, I don't know. I can say I can't tell you that I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
like, yeah,
We
I
can't
probably
never
be
say that.
like,
No, no, no. Well, yeah, yeah. Mike was that guy to where either
Michael's
you're
the
gonna
dude.
hush or you're gonna go crazy. You
Yeah.
have, yeah, but if it's coming your way, I would say just stay hushed. That's what I did. He came out, I just stayed hushed so he could keep on coming my way, and I could be able to go ahead and be able to say something to this man. But yeah, Mike was that type of artist. Like,
He is. Yeah.
wow, wow,
Miss J, number 4 for
amazing.
you.
I got a question though for John John. When you met him, was it
Yeah,
before or after you did it? All I do is think of you.
it was
Was it before you
the
guys did that
album
song?
hadn't dropped. It was
Okay.
well, the album was finished, but it wasn't out. But but when the group met him, well, not the group, it was me. Well, yeah, it was the group, and we happened to meet Randy. We met Randy. This was after we met Tito. We met Randy at they were getting ready to go and do like an autograph signing at this warehouse where a lot of other celebrities were going to do their autograph signing. and we were getting ready to leave. Now we had just finished the demo to All I Do Is Think of You. We finished the demo like the night before, and so we were in our limo, and we saw Randy, and we made Randy come over to the car, and he said, "Yo, what's going on, True? What's going on?" We was like, "Man, listen, listen, listen." So we played him the demo. All I Do Is Think of You, and he says, "Oh, wait a minute," and he yells out, "Jackie, Jackie, get over here! It's True. They're doing our song. You got to get over. You got to listen. Come here, come here." So Jackie comes over to the car, and he sticks his head in the car, speaks to us, and we play the song. And he says, "Ooh, I'm telling Michael. I'm telling Michael. I'm telling. I'm telling." And so so maybe that much, maybe Michael knew about that much, but the album wasn't mixed or mastered. So the only song that was out at that time was "I'm Not Suited," and that's when I met Michael.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
would you have seen the
Yeah.
Arsenio video by then? The show performance on Arsenio.
I don't know. I think no. Well, when the Arsenio Hall show came out, I believe the album was out because
Okay.
because Arsenio used the promo. He used the promo album of the Attitude album, and he put it on the TV screen, and they covered the whole screen where everybody could be able to see the name of that second album, True Attitude. So at that time, that the album was out.
Okay, I was that okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you did was that Smooth Criminal type of or Bugs Me Alone or what did you because you were wearing the sort of 60s gangster.
Between that and Dick Tracy.
Oh, Dick Tracy, yeah, that kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay. I saw a video just not to be sidetracked, guys. It was now Michael has always said that he's learned from the best, Sammy Davis Jr., but somebody who really inspired him was
Yeah.
Fred Astaire. And Fred Astaire did I can't remember the
Mhm.
name of the movie, but it was pretty much
You
Smooth
talking about Singing
Criminal.
in the Rain?
No,
Well,
it
not well, no,
was
no, no, not Singing in the Rain. It was another. Yeah, it was another movie that.
it was
I
but
saw
it
that.
was the
I
whole
saw
Smooth
that.
Criminal type of
Right.
vibe and everything.
Yeah.
But Mike
Outfit.
was like
Right.
he was taken from people and perfected it. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
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 So that was it. Anyway, let's say what's your number 4?
Okay. And you guys had the best rendition of that song ever. Okay. All I do is think of you is amazing. You guys killed
Thank you.
it.
Thank you, Gil. Thank you.
My number 4. Oh God, I got a story about this one. So I was playing this song in the car, and it's the beat. It's kind of fast, right? So I'm in the car, and I get pulled over
Yeah.
because this song is playing on the radio, and I'm driving fast because of the song, right? The cop pulled me over, and I'm still moving
Yeah.
because I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm in trouble because Michael Jackson got me jamming in this car. So I keep moving like
Right.
because to the beat to the song. And he's like, "Is there a problem?" He's like, I pulled you over." I was like, probably because I was moving, because I gotta go to the bathroom. It worked. It worked. It's this time around.
Oh
I got
wow.
it's this time around.
Got you. Okay. Okay.
And the beat at this
Yeah.
time around had me so
It's
pumped.
slamming.
I was dancing and pumped. And got pulled over, and because I got fast and I kept moving to the beat of the song, even though I turned it down, I got away with that. I did not get a ticket. He let me go. I said, "Follow me home. I gotta go
Wow.
home."
That's great.
This time around,
That's
it has a
cool.
special place in my heart.
Oh,
That is my number 4.
that's cool.
Okay. So the movie is
Okay.
Bandwagon, 1953. So that was thanks, Cyril. That was
Gotcha.
1953. If you
Okay.
if you look at it, there's a video going around where elements of that played side by side with Smooth Criminal.
Uh-huh.
It was the whole vibe,
Okay.
but Mike doesn't. It's not as if Mike steals and just pretends. He says he gets inspired by these
Yes.
guys. So
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, but
He said it. He said it best. He said, "Study the greats to
Yes.
become, to
To do
become
better.
great. You have to
and
do
he was
that.
good friends
You
with
gotta do
Fred
your. You
Astaire.
gotta do. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yes, he
was good
was.
friends
Yeah.
with Fred Astaire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Bandwagon, do they walk on the ceiling in that video in that movie too? Because he did that he loved that part of the movie. I believe that's
You
the
know
same movie. They
what?
walk.
You know that part? Yeah.
He does that
Yeah, I'm
in the
not
Ghost
sure.
movie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, John, what's your
Yeah.
number four?
Say my four. Number four would be Scream with him and his sister Janet. Would be Scream.
Oh, Scream.
It would
Okay.
be Scream. It would
Okay.
be Scream. I like the choreography that they did. Like you said, I wish it would have lasted a little bit longer.
Mm,
Yes.
Let's see. At least like maybe four more bars of it. That would have been
mm,
really, really cool. I love the guitar solo. Uh, I love the energy. It's a story about that song that when Janet was recording her vocals, you already know you know the story.
yeah, go ahead.
Um, the story is that Michael doesn't like what she was doing, but he wanted the same attitude that she did on Black Cat.
Mm.
Mm,
And I guess at first she wasn't singing the verse on Scream how Michael wanted. She wasn't doing. So I think what she had to record her vocals with Jam and Lewis, I believe,
mm.
something like that. But hey, she did it. She came up with that attitude and she busted on that record. She killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she killed
Yeah.
it.
I,
She killed it.
I wish, that he would have done more with the siblings like Janet and that, maybe to get the brothers
Yeah,
on maybe I would have preferred
yeah.
them on History or Money or something like that, where they're all part of it featuring the
That would have
Jacksons.
been cool.
Yeah,
That would have been cool.
yeah.
That would have been cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, top three, top three, top three. So number three for me is the song that debuted at number one. So no one else can break that record because there's nothing you can do because he was the first to do that. At the time, the song was just like out of this world. Um, but I don't think the song has the same um, enduring factor. I think it was almost like a sprint. It's like, wow, you first hear it, you love it and everything, but I think over time it doesn't have the endurance that other songs like "Lady in My Life" or "She's Out of My
Mm-hmm.
Life"
Hmm.
or "Human
Right.
Nature" has, and that's
Hmm.
"You Are
Hmm.
Not Alone." It was written
Oh,
by
that. Yeah.
R. Kelly. It was a very
Oh, so
beautiful
Yeah.
song. It was, but I don't.
Nasty woman.
I think technically, I don't think he was. It's not Butterflies. It's not
right.
Heaven Can Wait. It doesn't have the
Hmm.
heart in there. It was like he was singing a beautiful song, but I don't think his heart was in it the same way if you listen to Butterflies or Heaven Can Wait, you can feel the passion a lot better than
Yeah.
You're Not Alone. So I don't remember You're
Yeah.
Not Alone. If I listen to it, I'm like, oh, this is a beautiful song, but it's not one of the songs where I can just keep playing. And so,
Mm.
but it's still a beautiful song. So it's number three for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody put last is time put 15 at You're Not Alone at number 15. Wow.
Oh
Tayo
wow.
had History at number three. Goodness, I don't know if we're
Oh
listening
my
to the same
goodness.
song.
Oh, that's deep.
History at number three. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Miss Fabian, you put They Don't Care About Us at number three. Okay. Miss J, what's your number three?
I had to flip flop on this one, but my number three is this duet with Janet, and that Scream.
Wow.
I love that song. I love it. Classic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, angry song. It has its moments. It had its
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about you, Joe? What's number three for you?
And
Okay.
for me, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with you with You're Not Alone. The track itself that Kells did was like absolutely, yeah, insane,
Mm.
insane. Um, I actually heard the original version with Kells singing it,
Wow.
and it's not the end of it. And when I tell you that Kells is something else, and that Michael was something else. He followed everything what Kelly did. He followed everything what Kelly did, and it was like no wonder why this guy is like really, really good. I mean, if he feels something, I remember Michael said it years ago, and I think he said this when he was about maybe 10 years old. He said if he doesn't feel it, even if he didn't write it, he said he's not going to sing it. He
Mm.
can't sing anything that he doesn't feel. And "You Are Not Alone" was one of those songs that he must have definitely felt when R. Kelly did the demo for him. And
Mm.
that's probably why his mind was so blown that Michael even asked him to come into the studio to help him do the background vocals. So
Mm.
that right there was just really something, man. But the song is a beautiful record.
Yeah.
The instrumentation is like, and that ending when they go, the ending of it when they get to the vamp of the song. I think
Mm.
Michael put that part together, and he did that with his
Mm.
people because
Mm.
it was a change at the end from what Kells had did, and it just matched. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. So yeah, "You're Not Alone" be my top
So
three
then Denzel
beautiful
said, are you
city
talking
album.
about the original
Three.
demo R. Kelly did for,
Yeah, R.
or the
Kelly. Yeah,
version
for
he'd
Michael.
recorded for his Love Letter album?
I believe so. I believe so. Yep.
Okay, so he actually re-recorded. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah.
But it was also the demo. But it was also the demo for Michael. You got to remember,
Mm,
an artist like R. Kelly, he has so many records. His
Right.
mind is oh my God, his mind is all over the place when it comes to music. So his his uh his vault of music is like he's trying to close the doors and he can't. It's
mm,
just so much that'll go ahead and just fall out. He's got so much. He literally went on and did that for Michael. He did the demo. Michael heard it, he liked it. They got into the studio, did their thing, and Michael added the last part of the song.
okay,
Beautiful record.
yeah.
Yeah.
Was that your number three as well?
Yeah,
Or
it's
was
my
you?
three.
Oh,
That's
that
my
was your
number.
number
Yeah,
three.
it's my number three.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So going to number two. I did love this track, and I. My only disappointment that they never made a music video for this, and I don't think
Mm.
Michael understood what where history would have been if he had done this a music video. And I've heard
Okay.
Dallas Austin talk about when he reached out to Biggie to feature on
Oh
it.
yeah,
Biggie was
yeah,
nervous. He was all over the place. And what can I say?
yeah.
Can I say this? And this was, I think Biggie had a song on his Ready to No, his what was the album he came out with just before it, Life After Death, where he's on the
Life after
phone,
death. Yeah.
where he's almost like somebody's talking on the phone. Who the hell
Mm.
is this paging me 5:46 in the morning?
Hmm.
And I felt like he had that vibe when he was rapping on um, this
Hmm.
time around. And I'm like, this is Biggie
Yeah.
Smalls. I don't think Michael realized that the year later he was going to be shot dead or so. And if he had
Yeah.
known, what he would have just said, let's do a video together. But for Michael to seek out Biggie and say, come on, I want you on my record, shows that he
Hmm.
knows what's happening. And
Right.
yeah, so I love this time around. I bought the single. Um,
Okay.
no, I didn't buy the single, so it's another song. But I just loved it. I love Biggie's flow, and I love the vibe. And Michael loved Biggie, so that when he did the Invincible album, he got Rodney to put him on to get of Biggie's vocals to feature on the track. But yes, this time
And that
around,
track, and that track that you're talking about is Unbreakable. That Unbreakable record is
yeah,
insane.
yes, Unbreakable, yes, yes, yes.
Oh my
That should have been the debut
God,
single
that
for me. Yeah, yeah.
That
Unbreakable.
record
Yeah.
was crazy.
Dum, dum, dum,
Yes.
dum, dum, dum. Yeah.
Yeah. Dun,
Yes.
dun, 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 dun. Oh man.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
this time
Bad
around is my
song.
number two. Yes. Miss
Good,
J,
good, good.
what's number two for you?
So my number two
Time
is a
around,
song that is
Stranger Moscow.
two videos, right? And okay, so this song, I remember when it came out, I was ticked off because people had nerve to be offended because of the lyrics, and he changed it because of the great person he is. But since then, so many songs say the N word, but they don't make them change it. This is They Don't Care About Us.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They
Yeah.
gave him
That's it.
hell. They gave that man hell for this
They
song.
sure did. They sure did. Yes, they
It's
did.
unjustifiable behavior towards him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking that he was being anti-Semitic, and he was saying, "Look, man," he was saying that all these derogatory words that are being used, it's just to hurt people. But when they're out for you, they're out for you. So
Right.
if you cough wrong, they can say stuff. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. So that will okay. So for you, it's they don't care about us. All right, number two.
Hmm.
What about you? What's your second favorite?
My second would have to be I gotta say Earth Song.
Okay.
Earth Song. The Earth Song, what he was doing in the music video was like
Mm,
it was as if like he was trying to put the world the way that God saw the world in the
mm,
beginning, and what man has done to the world is what we see in the video at the end, on how you would see like the forest, everything is being burnt down, and
mm,
you see
mm,
fires all over the place, and then you see like this little child that's trying to save a plant and
mm.
trying to make sure that it could be preserved. Um, that was a serious music video,
Yeah.
Right.
serious music video that I believe that the world really was supposed to really take notice of,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be my number two. Earth Song,
And
number two.
and it's stuff that we're dealing with now. So
Right, right.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Denzel was talking about when, yeah, that all his Jewish friends kind of abandoned him when he used "Jew me, sue me, don't you kick or bite or
Mm-hmm.
kite me." Yeah. So yeah,
Right.
it was unfortunate, but anyway, that was life.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I get to my number one, I'm just gonna go from 15 down to one, and at number 15 for me was They Come Together. Number 14 was History. Number 13 was Smile. Number 12 was DS. Number 11 was Little Susie. Top 10, Stranger in Moscow. Um, okay. Um, Top 10 was Stranger in Moscow. Um, where was that? Number 9 was Money. Number 8 was Tablet Junkie. Number 7 is Scream. Number 6 is Childhood. Number 5 is Too Bad. Number 4 is Earth Song. Number 3 is You Are Not Alone. Number 2 is This Time Around. And number 1 for me, because I see Miss Seven put Tableau Junkie for her number 1, but for me, I bought the CD single. I had the Dave Hall mix. I had the I think Trackmasters mix. They had LL Scratch on a version of it. But for me, the original version, um, the Rio video version of "They Don't Care About Us" is my favorite on the album. Um, you know that sense of we looked at it, and especially when we had the Black Lives Matter, there was so much about what he was saying that is, the system doesn't care about us and stuff. um, and the way he dances and performs this song. And I think if you look at how he wanted to perform it, if you look at the "This Is It" concert,
Mhm.
which he was supposed to do, and you'd see him do his sort of Indian, the Native American dance that he did in black and white, where he
Right.
kind of kicks his leg back and like that jokes around. And I
Mm-hmm.
think he did it in the Grammys
Mm-hmm.
with Man in the Mirror, that type of stuff. So when he sings it, he's he's got the passion in it. He's got everything in it. So I love "They Don't Care About Us." Um, yes, that is definitely my favorite. Um, okay, Miss J, did you need to charge or
You want to switch over? It hasn't. It didn't die
okay?
on
If
me
you
yet. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't.
okay, that's fine.
But
All right. Do you want to go with your
Before you
15
get
down to?
started,
Go ahead,
before
John.
you do your 15 all the way, before you get started, I just want to let you guys know I've been ripping and running real a lot, so I didn't bring a pen or a paper to write
Yeah,
down
no, that's
anything.
fine.
But
You can.
just know,
Yeah, it's fine.
uh, my
No, it's
apologies,
fine. You
my
can you
apologies.
can talk. You can do your number one. That's fine. So you can
Okay.
explain why it's your number one. So no worries. Yeah. Everyone, Tony was saying this was Michael's Black album. And Zuto said that the Brazilian version of View was beautiful. All of the colors, the drummers, and everything. I did prefer that one. I think it was very strange to reshoot the video, but it really gave it life just to see him in Rio and Spike
Mhm.
Lee, the colors and stuff. Yeah, I love that version. Okay, Mr. J, 15 down to one.
Okay, so 15 down to one. Let's see. I have um Little Susie. Susie and Annie get a lot of songs out of Michael. You know, Susie got your number. Susie ain't
Annie.
your friend. Somebody kill little Susie.
Yeah.
Oh, Susie, it's your number.
Right.
Little
Right,
Susie.
right, 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 right.
um, Number 14, Smile. Number 13, DS. 12 is Tabloid Junkie. 11 is Too Bad with Shaq. 10 is Childhood. And 9, History. 8 is Earth Song. 7, You Are Not Alone. 6, Money. 5, Come Together. 4, This Time Around. 3 was Scream. 2, They Don't Care About Us. And number 1, he wrote this when he was in another country feeling all alone. And it was a beautiful black and white video with a slow motion side special effects, and he was gorgeous. Stranger in Moscow. Stranger in Moscow.
So I know.
Oh,
So I know you love the part when his hair was wet. He threw his head down. He threw his
oh my
hair
God.
back. I know you was crazy
Yes,
about that.
yes.
I know she was like, "Oh, what is on?"
And them beautiful square
Yeah,
jawline. And the rain was coming down on him.
yeah.
Oh Lord. Yes, the visuals, the visuals.
Listen,
And then the beatbox
uh,
in there, oh
yeah,
God.
that was
That
dope.
song is
I was
beautiful.
dope.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
what I do remember is that my 15 song was "Smile." I remember saying that. And then I also said that if I could have them all to be number one, I
Right,
would, because there's
right.
not a song that you would skip on this album. But then, I gotta go with also for me being number one would be Black or White because it's
Hmm?
a true testament of him being a powerful rock star and him being a number one rock star, um, and a number one rock song, with Beat It, with Black or White. I mean, he gets with, this Slash, and Slash just rips to shreds with this guitar to give it that rock star sound that we love so much. And I mean, the groove to the song,
Oh,
the
which
bass
song is that?
line to
Just
the song.
which song is
That's
this?
Black or White.
No,
This
no,
is Black or White.
but it's
That's
not
on
on the
Dangerous.
second seat. That's on the. So
Wait, wait,
this
wait,
was.
wait. Oh, what am I looking at? This is the greatest hits. My fault. It's the great. Cause see, I got the double CD, so it's the
Yeah,
greatest hits. Of
yeah,
it's greatest hits, and then it's his history.
yeah.
Ah, okay, okay. Let me go for my number one song from history. Let me go. Then let me just say. Let me just say. Uh, it was another song that I was looking at. Um, which was. You know what? Let me go with They don't care. Me go with. Let me go with All these songs have been called out. Let
I'm
me
sure there's
go
one that
with.
you didn't because
Let,
you
let,
would
let
miss
me
one.
let me see. Yeah. Let me go with. If I said "Stranger in Moscow," which was I said that too, but I said that down the line somewhere. Um, if there's one that I didn't name at all, let me go ahead. Let me go with uh yeah. I didn't. You know what? Did I say I didn't say money? So
But you know, but
but
okay, if
yeah,
if you forget the
did I go
countdown,
money?
what would be if you look at the Seed album, and think, okay, I might have put it somewhere before, but not to what not to worries. Favorites all
Because
time
I
on that
said
album.
yeah. Because I said scream. I know I said scream. I said you're not alone. I said they don't care about us. Stranger in Moscow. This time around, because I talked about Dallas Austin. I
Hmm.
said DS. Uh, you know what? You said childhood, and I didn't say childhood. So let me go with childhood being my number one song.
Okay.
His his the video was really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching part of the video. It was like they were playing softball in the sky, where
Mm.
there were a lot of things happening where on how these boats or ships how they were moving across the
Mm.
sky, and I saw a ball like a softball float like there was someone hit a ball and it floated in the air, and I was like, Mike is amazing how he just orchestrates these videos and what he does.
Mm.
Um, and his voice was amazing on the song. His voice is amazing on the song,
Yeah.
amazing. And then he had the kids choir, and how he
Mm.
had the kids choir to say just the word childhood, and how they said it. It was really darling and very sweet, incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No,
Childhood, my number
and
one
Timmy
song.
said he'd been following, keeping track, and you didn't say childhood. And but there was
Okay,
a tenderness to how he's singing it, but also the lyrics and
yeah,
how he delivered it. And so yes, I
yeah,
mean that was one of my top six songs. Um,
yeah.
yes, but yeah, as I
This whole
said,
album is crazy.
it definitely is, and I said at the beginning of the show that I didn't appreciate when it came out because Teddy didn't work on it, and I was like, and I knew he was working
Right,
with him. They were working on the Adams Family, I think,
right,
Family
yeah.
Values soundtrack, and so Mike flew had all of Blackstreet and Teddy and Darkchild all to come and work on on that album. They recorded tracks, they recorded a number of tracks, but when the second case thing, when the case came out, um, that then he had to he abandoned everything, and so Teddy just went with and continued on Blackstreet. And by the time
Hmm.
Mike was ready to record, um, Teddy wasn't available because they were touring and stuff with the Before I Let You Go and all that stuff. So he reached out to Jimmy and Terry, and others to help with the album. So
Mm,
childhood, definitely
okay.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful track.
Okay.
So I didn't appreciate it at the time, but I've learned to appreciate it now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay. So we definitely, the three of us have had a chance to go through the disc two. I'm sure at a later date we'll do this one, but it was just great to be able to
Okay.
talk about it because the album is 30 years old this week, this past
Wow.
week. So it shows you how long it's been out for, and you know, Michael passed away um, a week ago. Um, 16 years ago. So we've just
Yeah.
been having this double celebration and stuff. But definitely, we appreciate everyone who's been joining in, everyone who we spoke to next during the week, and the fact that you guys are here now. Appreciate it. Just final words, Miss J. What did you make of the album? Just your final thoughts of it after we've gone through
It's a masterpiece to me. I
it.
loved it when I first heard it. Crazy part about it was
Yeah.
I was singing along. And the very first time I'm listening to it, I remember like singing along to a song. My sister said, "How do you know he's saying that when this is the first time you listen to it?" Like I was finishing the lyrics and never heard the song before. Like, and I think
Yeah.
that one of the songs I did that to. Like, I don't know. I think I'm like, maybe I got some kind of connection. I don't know. That's how much like I love, and I told you I would listen to it for hours, one song for hours. So I
Wow.
appreciate if he gives us a cut that was left off of a 78 album and puts it on a 95 album. I'm taking it all. I appreciate everything he had to give to us. He gave us beautiful art on this CD. I photocopied the child on. He had a little art, a little child in corner with a microphone. It was so beautiful. I felt like that should have been a poster. That was gorgeous. I actually like copied it and made bigger and bigger and bigger and put it in a frame. It's beautiful. This was a masterpiece to me. Visual, the album, the artwork inside it, everything. I love him. I love his
Yeah.
genius.
He's great. He's
What
great.
about you, John?
He's
What
great.
what was your final thoughts of this album and 30 years after it was
He
released?
Michael was just amazing from just looking at the album cover. It's not like a regular, a picture of him. It's a statue of him. But at the end of the day, you know it's him.
Right.
So what you know about Michael, you're going to go ahead and support and just go pick it up if you're a diehard fan. You're going to go
Mm,
ahead and and get whatever that he puts out, whether he's on the cover or he's not. You're just going
mm,
to go ahead and get it because he's Michael. And the album, the music that he does, that he creates, it's always amazing. So
yeah,
I don't expect nothing less but great
Mm-hmm.
from what he's done, from
definitely.
his regular albums to his greatest hits. He's just always just been like, even his greatest hits almost sounds like it's like when he put together his greatest hits album, it sounded
Mm,
like another new album,
mm,
you know, and everything sounded like just fresh. And so you're going to get, like you said earlier, Mr. J, you're going to get a masterpiece from Michael.
That's right.
mm.
That's what I thought about each and every record that was released by Michael Jackson.
Okay. Well, I would say also that definitely this week has been the first time I've heard it. For me, it was great to be able to listen to this album again and appreciate it more. Um, and being able to see where Mike was coming from, just creatively trying to do something different. So I appreciate this album now more than I did back in the day.
Yeah,
And yeah, I've got to say that you know the it was a departure from his soul, his roots, but I think he gave us Invincible, which was an R&B album. But this was a nice album to give those who are in the public who haven't seen him. My biggest regret is I never saw him perform when he came out this album. He went to Europe and stayed in Europe, and we missed him in the
yeah,
States. So that is it. So, guys, everyone who's taken part tonight, we appreciate you. We thank our special guest, John from Troop. John, any upcoming shows or things we should look out for Troop?
Yes, Troop is performing in Toledo, Ohio, uh, July 19th, and we'll be in West Virginia, uh, I believe, sometime in August. And I know that I'll be August the 9th, we'll be performing in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, I gotta go.
Just
Gotta
Miss
oh
J's
well,
out in
come on
Cleveland.
through. You coming to Cleveland?
Okay.
Just look up on pages. We love Troop in all capital letters. We love Troop in capital letters. Three quotation marks right up after the P. And if you can go to John John's solo project finally, or Team John John, or follow me on Instagram at John John Harold at John John Harold on Instagram, JonJohnHarreld. That should link you up to everything that what we're doing.
Okay.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I got my
You coming to Cleveland?
y'all.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, let's get it. Let's get it.
So
Let's
you
get it.
said
Attitude,
Oh
y'all.
yeah. I got an attitude. Okay. And then Rodney's single just came out. Rodney B's his single just came out. Brandy, and it features me. So it's Rodney B
okay.
featuring John John. Our tribute to the OJs.
Oh, so okay. So I know he was working on. For those who might know, that Rodney's nephew is
Hit Boy.
Hit Boy. So he's
That's Hit
Nas's
Boy.
producer,
Yeah.
and so I
Yep.
know that he was doing some work with that. Was that did he produce this single?
Well, he didn't. Well, actually, his son Justin and a friend of ours, Robin Johnson, they produced Brandy.
Okay. Okay, so this is John John's Instagram account. So if you go onto Instagram and then it'll lead to all things Troop. So we definitely appreciate John for for coming out for joining us this evening, especially being he's out of all of us here is the only one that's really had an encounter with MJ and the family. Definitely appreciate every single one of you guys for listing your songs and for staying with us this evening. You make the show as much as it is us speaking here, but you guys are part of everything, and we look at all the what's being written, anything that you post down, we see them all at once, and we react to that. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you, John. Thanks, Miss J.
Thank you, man.
And yes, we will be back in due time with another album, and then we'll get the details out shortly. But from all of us over here, we want to appreciate you and thank you, and continue to watch and support and celebrate our old school R&B, hip hop, soul. Take care. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of
age and somewhere in between us, or even loving us, on which I did miss you.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No. Okay.
They don't understand what Jonas boys win in all spirits.
Play it.